Living in the past is an unfortunate topic for me right now, because for a while I have been. And while for the rest of my 20s I'm gonna be making some very big strides and some potentially very terrifying moves to be the adult that I want to be, it got me thinking about Call of Duty. Because I do run this channel for a reason. It's not just because it makes so much money. It doesn't. It's really that I love this franchise, and when I'm thinking about my life, sometimes I start thinking about COD, or I think about COD and it makes me think about my life. I don't know. Let's just not analyze that too much. Let's instead talk about living in the past when it comes to Call of Duty, and shooters in general. This could be applied to 100 different things. I've learned recently that sometimes an emotional jolt is needed to kickstart a wider perspective. New goals, new feelings, new emotions, new things that you didn't think you'd ever find yourself feeling. And I think one of the problems with our favorite video games is that we don't really get to have that jolt. The products just keep coming out, and after a while we lose interest, whether because whoever's providing the product isn't putting the same magic in it, or because we're growing up, we're getting older, and when you get older, certain things that used to matter don't, and some things that didn't matter do. My last video that I uploaded was about why I think Activision is losing millions of players. Because they've lost a ton of active users, and looking at Call of Duty, I could totally see why. There are actions being taken by the developers and the publishers that just it's not jiving with the player base. That's relevant and important because you need to know that I'm not just content with whatever Call of Duty throws at me. I'm really not. But I think one of the reasons that I'm less volatile than other content creators and some of the people that comment on my videos is that I understand that nothing stays the same forever. And I'm not, again, this is gonna sound like put up with it, get over it. It's not what I'm saying. The market is going to change. What people are buying and what holds player retention is going to change. The culture around gaming and competitive gaming and FPS gaming is going to change and tweak over time. People that were playing Modern Warfare 2 in high school now have kids. Developers that developed our favorite games when we were growing up have retired and quit, and new people are taking their place. There are new ways of measuring metrics. There are new ways of measuring playtime and retention and overall engagement. And so now, I think a lot of what we're seeing in the AAA industry are these new metrics being chased by old franchises. And when an old franchise is chasing a new metric, it stops feeling like itself. And that's not to disregard anyone's feelings. Hey, time moves forward, things change, get over it. Again, is not what I'm saying here at all. What I'm saying is that I think responses and perspectives should be tempered sort of around this concept of not just the development teams, not just the player base, not just the culture around everything, not just yourself, but all of those things together are in constant flux. They're in constant shift. They're moving forward and stepping backward. I personally think Call of Duty has lost a lot of what made Call of Duty special. Being a main attraction style game where you got everything at launch and a season pass got you more, and just felt more special and permanent. You were buying the whole attraction. And the way I feel about Call of Duty now is that, yeah, we don't have season passes, but the games themselves are season passes. Everything is seasonal and rotating out. It's like I said in my last video, I love weapon levels. I love leveling up weapons and unlocking camos right now, and the reason is it's the only permanent thing that's left in Call of Duty. On top of that, the lack of artistic integrity, skill-based matchmaking or engagement-optimized matchmaking, and just a weird fixation on the seasonal and the temporary makes the games feel fickle and weak. But it won't stay that way forever. I think my problem is that when people get mad at Call of Duty, they take this sort of pretentious video game activist sort of stance against what they perceive as lower quality. And I don't think the quality's lower, I think the goal is different. I think that the metric that they're chasing is different. I still think Call of Duty can be a lot of fun, and I think, like, with every 3 years of Call of Duty, it's kind of a mixed bag. I loved Modern Warfare, but I hate the things that didn't happen to it, and I hate some of the things that did happen to it. And then Cold War, I wasn't a huge fan of its multiplayer, but I enjoyed its campaign and its zombies. And then with Vanguard, I think it's alright, but it's bogged down by issues that just never got properly fixed. So basically we have I like it, I don't like it, and it's not bad. The ability to log on with your friends and play games of domination didn't go away. I mean, unless you're playing Vanguard, in which case your party might break continuously, but in general, what I'm trying to say here is that Call of Duty hasn't gotten worse. Call of Duty's going through a phase. Call of Duty is going to go through phases. We had the 360 era, we had the transition era, we had the advanced movement, crazy supply drop, weapon variant era. Then we had a transition era into what is now, could be called the gunsmith era, the battle pass era. I'm about to call it the bundle era. We don't know what's gonna come after this. And whatever it is gonna be different. It's gonna be chasing a different metric. It's gonna be making up for the loss of a previous metric. Maybe the player retention things they're trying to do, they're realizing they don't work. And they're then gonna work to fix that and dial that back and pedal that backwards. Everything that they do feels like a market test, like when Black Ops 4 put out a $1 reticle. That wasn't because they're trying to eat you out of house and home, that was seeing if you'd buy it. And now battle passes and crazy bundles are a huge part of Call of Duty because people keep buying it. Supply drops were in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered, COD World War II, and they crept their way into Black Ops 4. I got laughed at for saying that wasn't permanent, but it took time. Like every important thing in your life, it takes time. That's part of what living in the past does to you, is you don't realize that things are moving forward regardless. Time is moving forward regardless of where you're stuck. You don't get to stick anywhere. You're getting older. You are either moving forward or falling behind. Supply drops felt permanent, but I knew that it would change, and it eventually did. Now battle passes and bundles are getting people all riled up, and even myself sometimes. I haven't swung any picket signs around, but somebody's had to at this point, right? Like yeah, but it's not permanent. And these things are gonna change, and people are gonna change. It could get worse, it could get better. But the one thing I know for sure is that it's going to change. I've been spending the last weeks of my life hoping for change, just to realize that it's gonna happen whether I'm ready for it or not. Whether it's ready for me or not. It's not a matter of being ready, and it's not a matter of being eager to accept. It's a matter of understanding that everything is going through a phase. And everything's gonna work out in the end. These companies wanna make money. When we stop buying, they stop selling. When the industry is turned onto a new concept, and that new concept becomes vaguely illegal in certain countries, things change. Maybe Modern Warfare 2 will have all of the annoying things of the last 3 CODs, but maybe some improvements over the last 3 CODs. Maybe it's gonna make new mistakes, and maybe it's going to make old ones. I don't know. But if I get bogged down on comparing it to the past, if I get bogged down on wondering how perfect it could be, and if I get bogged down every time I have a frustrating play session, I wanna go on Twitter and tell the developers how to do their job, then I'm not going to be able to take in the full product. My perspective will be small and limited, and everything within it is gonna feel huge. But if you step back and look at things as a whole, I feel like you realize that they're not that bad. And that some things that feel really big right now to Call of Duty fans aren't that big. And some of the things that we took for granted, we're now missing dearly. More than anything, I think we should work as a community, as a player base, as fans of this franchise. I mean, if you're watching videos on this and you hate the franchise, okay, reevaluate your entire life, or at least reevaluate your day. But as fans, I think we need to accept change. Change doesn't mean leaving things behind. Change doesn't mean that what you loved about the franchise isn't there anymore. It just means it needs to change. I'll see you when I see you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if there was any subtext in what I was saying in this video, okay, all right? Can you just be, you know what? There are videos on screen right now, and if you click them, it helps me in the algorithm. If you wanna leave a super thanks, or check out the links in the description for Into the AM or Ewin Racing products, that would be great, okay? Sitting here, pondering the subtext of this video, that could take hours. You don't have that kind of time. Unless you're the type of person to click on Call of Duty videos when you've already sworn off the franchise, in which case you clearly have too much time on your hands. I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.